All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Controversial Room. Of course, as you all know again, is another segment of the show, Controversial Room. So, I'm Prince Ewuzie, as usual, the host. And right beside me, I have Amati Ama again and the Architect Jerry, or Mr. Jerry. So, anyone. So, I want you to greet our audience. Mr. Amati Ama, from you.
I greet you all once again. It's another segment of the controversial room. Stay tuned. Thank you.
Architect Jerry.
I greet you all again one more time for this moment, and I wish you all the best.
All right, this is the end of, will I say, the end of March. So what do you have to say? Like, what do you have to say generally? How has it been? Mr. Amatiam, how has it been all this while? It's been a while.
Yeah. I speak for myself. March has been incredibly amazing. It's been a good time. God has been really faithful and has been taking care of me personally, and every other person around me. God has been really faithful to them. So I can say March is a good timing.
Okay. All right, Mr. Jerry.
We can't complain. March have been good, and gradually we are proceeding to the fourth month, and the year is already
and we are wishing
running
our
very fast.
viewers all the best in the new month coming.
The new month.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will dive into today's topic. Today's topic is, of course, this is controversial room. It will always be controversial. So let's dive in. I will start with Mr. Jerry this time around. So, Mr. Jerry, there is this saying oftentimes I've heard people, saying about marriage is not for everyone. Do you get? Marriage is not for everyone. Don't you think that comment is kind of wrong? Like, you as a man, don't you think you need to marry? Because there are some certain things, privileges that you have to, marriage benefits. So, how do you see that word? Marriage is not for everyone. Do you concur with the word, or
Yes.
otherwise?
I concur.
It's not for everyone.
Marriage is not for everyone.
So let's hear your reasons.
Yeah. So even if you check, even in the Bible, when you check Paul, when Paul was, I think it was when he wrote, when he was advising, okay, he was saying if maybe for the sake of, if you know you can't hold yourself. I mean, I think from the statement it was like, if you know you don't want to marry, I don't know if you get.
You don't want
There's
to marry.
no harm if you stay without marriage. However, for the sake of fornication and all that, we will advise you
to marry.
to get married. So if you do not get married, it's not a problem. Secondly, that saying that says maybe until you marry, maybe you will not live a fulfilled life, or no. Anyone, anytime could live a fulfilled life with
marriage.
or without marriage.
Then, as far as you can keep yourself, like, you won't have anything to do with woman.
Maybe. I think in the biblical way, is advice has to do with that. If you know you don't want to marry, yes, to keep yourself. However, for the sake of fornication and all that, advice is to marry. So there's no restriction to it's only married people that lives a fulfilled life.
So,
or no.
So
Anyone,
what if the person is not a Christian?
it's applicable to anybody, if Christian or not a Christian. Even if you did not marry, it doesn't stop you from living a fulfilled life.
All right, Mr. Amatiam, I would love to hear your view on it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Prince. I must agree with him.
All right, we hear your reasons.
Yeah, I must agree with him.
Okay,
Marriage is not for everybody. Marriage is a choice.
it's a choice.
Yes.
Okay.
But I have a little shift.
From his view.
No,
Okay. From the view there, from the
Yeah,
angle.
for the angle of marriage.
Okay.
Because he had summed it up to say it is not only in marriage that people live fulfilled life.
Amen.
And oftentimes people have been erroneously believed that marriage cure loneliness, and I have argued on that over and over again. Marriage do not cure loneliness.
Marriage do not care loneliness.
If that is the reason why you are going into marriage, hoping that your loneliness will be cured, you might end up being lonely inside the marriage.
I'm telling you, brother.
So now I can decide not to marry, and it is my right.
No, I want to cut you short. I mean, you said marriage does not stop you being lonely.
Yeah.
What if in this situation whereby you married maybe the woman of your dream, the kind of woman you love?
Now I am going to come.
Will you still be lonely?
I'm going to be trashing this.
Don't worry.
I'm going to be trashing this, but we mistakenly in each of our analyses view marriage from one perspective, religious or spiritual direction, and it is often wrong each time we want to discuss marriage
Religious
or spiritually perspective, forgetting other aspects of life. Now
because
look at
marriage was established
no
religiously.
Marriage is a human construct.
A human construct.
Yes.
Explain.
So if marriage is religious, there should be no law guiding marriage. There should be no tradition guiding marriage. So marriage becomes a human construct when there is now a law, customs, traditions that guide how we marry.
Constructed by who?
By man.
By man.
Maybe.
Yes. Now, there is a legal
Mr.
perspective.
Martin.
Calm down before you chip me in. There is a legal perspective to marriage. Am I correct?
Yeah.
What does the law talk about marriage? Two, there is also a social dimension of marriage, and there is a spiritual dimension of marriage. So for a marriage to be called marriage, there must be presence of one, legal angle, social angle, which incorporate culture and tradition. Then we now come into religious or spiritual aspect. So when somebody says I don't want to marry, it is within his legal right to say I am living my life. Is he not his right to say like that? Has he committed any offense?
No,
Is he not living a fulfilled life?
definitely he is.
Okay. Now as you are like this, you will decide that tomorrow I will not go to shop. I will not go to my working place. Is it not your right to do so? So if you now say I don't want to go to my shop tomorrow, does that stop you from being fulfilled as a man? So people can decide not to marry, and completely marriage is not for everybody. And I say marriage is a human construct. It is coming together of two people in partnership to agree what works for them and what cannot work for them. And because two different people came from two different backgrounds, law has already taken its own course. There is now a legal perspective to marriage. What does the law say?
You know, Mr. Matiama, I want you to kind of view this from an angle. Do you get? I want to
view it holistically.
Okay, holistically.
Yes. Okay. So that when we want to make conclusion, you will understand the role each of these angles, or this, whether religious, legal or social dimension, each of them.
Holistically, where do you think marriage began?
I am going to sound controversial, because that which we think began at the Garden of Eden wasn't marriage. It wasn't recorded.
It wasn't marriage. So what was it? What was it?
God said, I make you a helpmate, I'm speaking from religious or biblical perspective. God said, I will make you a helpmate. He didn't say, I will make you a wife.
So what's the work of the wife?
Eh?
Is it not to help the man?
This is where human being now define it. The role of, remember, it is the man who gave the woman her responsibilities, not God. God, the man, named every creature on this planet, including that of woman. When he saw Eve, he said, oh, this is the bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh, and for that reason she shall be called a woman.
So
is it not true?
Let me pause you there for the moment. I want to hear from Mr. Jerry. Mr. Jerry, this angle now Mr. Amatiyama is coming from, do you agree with him there?
Don't you think a helpmate is being seen as a wife?
This is our conclusion, but context matters. He didn't say, I will give you a wife. Let us visit. We are checking this from biblical aspect, and I always
says he saw that the man was. He said he saw that the man was lonely. Then he now made him a helpmeet, like someone that will keep him company.
And not a wife.
It's a wife.
No,
It's a wife.
no,
It's a wife.
No, it wasn't called a wife.
I know it wasn't called a wife.
So marriage began as a human construct, as a result of human civilization. Okay, if was his wife per se, and there was a tradition they had to observe, and they were the only people on the planet Earth there, who did Adam pay bride price?
This when bride price, should I say bride price began when there were already multiple of people, when there were already offsprings. I don't know if you get
That is now to say.
I feel that when the origin of man, which from the time of the Adam and Eve, God designed the Eve as the helpmate. You get, so I feel that those dowries and all that came as a result of
multiplication. And who brought in that idea of paying bride price? Man, human being, isn't it?
The dowry, I think the dowry of a thing is even is in
that
the Bible.
is why marriage
It's also in the Bible.
is in the Bible,
Yes,
and
in
it
the Bible.
began after, according to you,
Yes. it began.
after people have started increasing. I'm not doubting whether bride price. I now say I'm very sure that bride price is in the Bible. So, and I'm now saying that marriage began as a human construct, and people accepted that bride price as a measure of fulfilling marriage. But oftentimes, we will always be driven by the fact that Adam and Eve lived as man and wife, or a man and wife, so to say.
So how did they live?
They
As
lived.
two strangers.
They lived as two people who knew themselves, and the Bible didn't specifically call
Husband and
Eve
wife.
husband and wife.
Okay, so should you say maybe should you say, because the word wife
Wasn't mentioned.
used.
You can't call them,
when
you
they
can't
say
say they are their husband and
helpmates,
wife.
and they were like this is the bone of my bone and the flesh of my flesh, and in the context of marriage, that is also what is being a wife also. That's what is also being used
They
to
should be
identify someone who is seen as your missing rib.
Even now, calling a woman the bone of your bone.
That's your wife now. Not
you
just
are
your
wrong,
wife.
because you are not directly the woman didn't come directly from you.
It's just like
You are wrong. Don't even say
down.
because the woman didn't come. Why Adam was Legally,
So are you saying a woman come from only from Adam or what?
yes,
Any other person?
came from man and woman meeting themselves. No other human being came aside man meeting woman, impregnating the woman. So no other woman comes through me again.
So in essence,
this is multiplication, and maybe just like say the aim of the
See,
procreation.
the problem we are having is this. I have maintained, and if we go through the line of history in accordance with human civilization, we have often believed that marriage is an institution established by God. That's what they have taught us. But go beyond that. Marriage is a human construct, just like every other institutions. Legal institution.
Wait, I want to interrupt this here.
Mm-hmm.
I want to interrupt this here. Now, if you take it back to the Garden of Eden, you get when, just as you said, when God saw that man was lonely. I don't know if you get it. Don't you think the concept of God sending a helper is the marriage institution?
See,
Because,
now,
because without God sending that helper,
there won't be anything
how will
called
you,
marriage.
how will human have this construct that you're talking about?
now, see, the helpmates there could be any person.
Could be who?
Good and fine.
Now,
Without,
in our contemporary society, a woman will still beside you and be your helpmate, yet not your wife.
that could be a helpmate based on some things. That's fine. Yes, anybody could even be a helpmate to something.
And yet not your wife. And you both will be doing things as man and woman.
He's not going against the scripture.
Which is not going.
Now,
It's wrong,
the,
which is wrong.
the problem
Very
you
wrong.
people have is always seeing things from scriptural aspect alone.
So which angle are you going to
now
see?
look at it. When you want to holistically engage in discourse like this, I refuse to
Only
narrow my
No, that's
thinking.
is
scriptures alone.
It's good. You get like you're having a different. It's understandable.
I refuse
Yes.
to. Scripture is part of life. Is like 360. You can't use angle 90 to judge the whole of the angle.
Well, I understand that. Like, it's
So, and
good.
scripture is one to say angle 90. How can you now use 1/4 of the entire angle to judge? There are other dimensions. There are legal dimension. There are social dimension. And these are various things. There are biological dimension.
Okay.
There
Now-
are other
now-
aspects
now
you
let's-
now bring in
let's-
to look at this. What are they saying also?
As a Christian, you have to view
Don't-
from that
So no,
angle.
don't
I
know.
understand.
See,
let's
Must
also
I be
take it-
Christian always to agree in everything?
I get this.
Who is a Christian?
Let's leave that side.
If you
aside.
want to
There's not
discuss
a-
this religiously, if you want to discuss this religiously, we dwell on the spirituality and the religious aspect of this, leaving the other side.
Okay, see.
So,
see
but
what
if
will
you want
happen.
to discuss it holistically as a topic, we must tow along the line different perspectives so that you will understand that if you are engaging from a particular angle, you should not condemn. You that is coming from the other angle should not condemn the other engaging from the other angle. So you should just balance things.
I
Yes,
want to hear you from
understand.
holistic angle.
Now, generally, I have
Yes.
mentioned that marriage is a human construct.
Okay.
And there is a legal dimension to marriage. And if there is a law guiding marriage, penal codes, whereby if you default in marriage, you get punished, then marriage should not be viewed from religious and
Angle.
spiritual angle. Because that type of marriage you people envisage from Garden of Eden had no law guiding it. It had no procedure.
Okay, I still have a question for you.
Calm down.
Okay.
Write it down. It had no procedure. It's just a man waking up from deep sleep and seeing a woman, another creature. a man waking up from a deep sleep to see another person resembling him, and we are taught to believe that they should be called wife and husband. Now, along the line, we agreed on that. Going forward, there became a penal code, principles, regulations that guides marriage. Were we told that there were regulations, principles, and standards that guided the marriage or the union between Adam and Eve? Did the Bible record it using your Bible? If marriage should be viewed from your own perspective alone. Now, socially, marriage is a partnership.
Okay.
Where two people come together to interact, do whatever pleases them, explore together, make merriment together, devoid of spiritual connotations. So, looking at marriage here, there becomes customs, traditions, culture comes in, and we start obeying those things as part of human construct, not God, because God did not institute culture.
Okay, so back to our question.
Which is holistically, the question is the marriage or the union between is it Adam and Eve?
What I mean by back to our question is marriage.
Now, back to the question is, not everybody can marry. And if you decide to marry, good for you. You have to obey the legal aspect of marriage. Fulfill the traditional or customary aspects of marriage. And also, for those that are Christians or for those that are religious, obey the religious aspect of it or spiritual aspect of it. For those who believe in spirituality and religious aspect of it. But if you do not believe in this, but you marry under the act, whenever you fail the law will come after you, not as a believer. Even if you're a pastor and you fail, law will not spare you because you have accepted spirituality. Law will come for you. And that what makes marriage human construct and not what we entirely think. If you want to marry somebody's daughter, you must pay the bride price, observe the traditional rites. That also makes marriage a human construct. As against what we are thinking, that marriage is just established by God. Whenever we talk about marriage, we now start by marriage is an institution established by God. Marriage is a human construct that happened along line human civilization. So for anybody who wakes up and say, I don't want to marry, it is within his or her right to remain like that and not even thinking of committing sin. Looking at it from legal perspective.
Legal perspective.
Yes. But if you now have chosen to be a religious person.
Wait, come again. Looking at it from legal perspective.
Looking at it, considering marriage from legal perspective, and I choose not to marry. I am still living a fulfilled life, however I choose to live. So far my life is not encroaching on other person's rights. Is not stopping others from living his or her own fulfilled life. So I am living a fulfilled life. And it should not be considered a sin. Rather, if your lifestyle here becomes an impediment to another person's life, it is considered a crime.
Okay. All right.
And you go in for it.
Okay.
But if you are now considering marriage alone from religious, scriptural, so if you now choose not to marry, yet you are not committing sin.
Sure.
But there are other standards, principles that you must follow. As one who believes in the spirituality or religiosity of marriage. I don't know if you are getting what I'm saying.
I'm following.
So, if you only believe marriage as instituted by God, because you can't discuss God without mentioning spirituality and all that. So, here St. Paul was saying, for avoidance of fornication and adultery, let every man find his own wife. This is me speaking scripturally. But if you cannot remain as I am, but I want to tell you that those who are married will forever be in trouble. This is Paul saying this. So that forever be in trouble may scare people away not to marry. But the question is here, for avoidance of fornication, are they not going to be fulfilling their body or their sexual cravings? This is where the question comes in. Well, maybe as we progress, I'll come in here.
Mr. Jerry, answer the question. Do you have anything to say on the question he asked?
On the question here, no, I think the thing is, I understand that most times we should see things from a different dynamics or from a different or holistic view of things. You get ended because there are people who are not Christians, who are not who are just pagans, who don't believe in any this thing, and yet in their own mindset perspective, they believe that they need to get married. So by whatever they might believe in. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So in that case, when you're talking to telling the person, oh, the Bible stated this, they won't really concur. I don't know if you get, because they aren't a Christian. So however, if by individual believes in this, that okay, I'm a Christian, I don't know if you get what I'm saying. You could believe in alignment to what your faith,
What scripture says.
what your faith goes, and by virtue of Christianity or faith, marriage is being instituted by God. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Other people in their own religion or other people in whatsoever they believe or by this thing could go with other. In fact, even by law, if you want to do a court marriage, they will even ask you, have you paid the dowry? Have you finished the traditional?
I want to
Right.
ask you from what he said. It was like, as a Christian that cherishes Christianity, and you decide not to marry. Do you get? How do you now go about? Maybe you already know what is involved for you to decide not to marry. You already know that your sexual cravings. You don't know how to settle it. That kind of a thing. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how are you now going to deal with it as
How
a
are you
Christian?
go- Okay.
You
First of all,
decide not to.
You decide not to marry.
Yes.
Now, don't forget, we are speaking in a religious way. Now, it's expected that if you decide not to marry, you either have to discipline yourself on your sexual urge and all that. Which means you have to
Discipline.
create self-control.
No, these things are natural.
Yeah, nature, yes, which means everyone. Okay, as we are human,
Yes.
isn't it self-control and discipline that makes you to hold yourself as at the time your sexual urge comes? Isn't it? So that means when you've chosen that you are not going to get married, you either have to discipline yourself and control for life. Because if you now go to sleep with somebody or fornicate, you are now sinning, which now goes against the religion which you believe in. I don't know if you get. And on the part of the DC where you say, because don't forget, the aim, another aim for why he said, okay, for the avoidance of the fornication and I advise to marry.
Why I ask
So
you
the
that
aim is,
question?
if you didn't control your destiny, however, you still want to fornicate, to commit adultery and all that, I don't know if you get, then you are already sinning. If you are going in the line of Christianity and you are no more in line with God's direction.
What of a Christian that has baby mamas?
The Christian that has
That has baby mamas.
they're already not on the right path now.
Okay.
You get this is the same thing we are all talking about.
Mr. Amatiyama, I want to. Do you have? You know, you are the one that asked this question. I want to. Do you have any answers to it?
Okay. I understand what my brother has said, and I agree with him.
Okay.
Because if I say I am a Christian, and I believe in the doctrine of Christianity,
Yeah.
but I carve out a particular passage of the Bible and I want to obey it, which says, if you don't want to marry, you are not committing any sin. You should also obey the second part, which is chastising yourself as a Christian. But the question is, I must say, how long are they going to chastise themselves?
That is the question.
Yeah, so
For how long?
yes,
Can they keep it? But I believe for them to accept it.
you know,
it shows that they can do it.
why I take different dimensions to this issue is that sex, or mekwe, as we call it in street slang, has also been narrowed down to religious perspective, without also considering the other side of life that has to do with how human beings respond to their sexual cravings and needs, especially when you are not yet married. I understand religion has been doing a tremendous work in curtailing the excess of premarital sex, but at the same time they fail to holistically look at it from either biological aspect or physical aspect. Here, sex is likened in 3 dimensions also.
Go on.
Number 1, it is seen from the biological aspect. We are human, we are natural beings. It is in us. Now, I ask you this question, Prince. Do you control when you sleep?
No, definitely no.
Do you control when you wake up?
No.
Do you control when you blink?
No.
Do you discipline yourself to know when to fall sick or not?
No. Those are natural.
These are natural things. Now, sex also is a natural response to natural external stimuli.
I have a question for you.
Oh yeah, come again.
Are there natural things you can control?
Example.
Are there
You
natural?
asked a question.
Yes,
Are
and I
they natural
say-
things?
Okay, because
I
your answer is I want to get either yes or no,
Or no,
before
yeah.
I could list examples, so that because examples of what you have listed are maybe things you can't one can't
Natural
control.
thing.
So I want
Calm
to
down.
So I want to know, is it yes
Something
or no?
that
President?
is in us
Yes.
that we can control
Yes.
as a natural thing.
Yes, are there things, something that in us that one, you had mentioned few things, and from the perspective you mentioned, it seems that these are those things that no one can control.
I don't think there is a natural thing that flows in your body that you determine when it happens to you and when it does not happen to you.
Okay, that you determine when it happens to you.
Like for instance now, urine is a natural thing in your body.
Okay.
Do you determine when you urinate?
Can you hold your urine? Can you control the time you?
For how long?
Eh?
For how long?
No, we're not
No,
talking
this is
about
the-
duration. Wait,
No,
we're not talking about duration first. Because
Calm-
if you use it that by that
calm
same
down.
perspective,
Now calm down. My question is, do you control when it starts disturbing you?
do you
Do
control?
you know?
It's a natural phenomenon.
It's a natural phenomenon.
Yes.
Do you control when hunger starts dealing with you? Do you know?
It's still a natural.
You know,
You know
but
that
it-
hunger.
I said,
are
do
hungry.
you decide when? Like I said, in 1 o'clock, hunger will deal with me. Do you have that right?
No.
We don't have.
You don't
all
have.
this.
These are responses to external stimuli.
Okay. I know these are responses to
But
natural-
you know-
So,
Yes.
sex
But what
is
we are
also-
talking about, what we are talking about here
Calm down.
is, we know that these are
Now,
natural. It's what we're talking about here
uh-huh.
is discipline.
Calm
and control
down. This when
over
when,
this.
when discipline
So-
comes
See,
in.
see what
you,
will happen. I want to hear him. I want you
Eh.
to settle. You get?
Okay.
you are attacking me.
Okay.
Allow him.
Finish,
Allow him
finish.
to finish.
Finish.
Now, you say you can control your urine. Yes. For how long? Let urine hold you now. And in the next 30 minutes, you have not stood up. That's number one. Let sleep catch you. For the next 1 hour and you are not yet sleeping. Yawning. Do you control when you do it? And let yawning keep on disturbing you and the next 5 minutes you have not done that. The same thing applies to sex. A response to natural stimuli. So biology do not, whether in marriage or not, whether it is a marriage or not a marriage, biology do not see it as anything. Once it is up to a certain age level, biology see it as a response to external stimuli that your like is an involuntary external response to
Based on biology.
based on biology.
Okay.
That's how biology sees it.
So what do you now say?
Now, what I say here is that oftentimes we use religion to overshadow biology.
Because that is what.
Now
you,
again,
that's
I
what-
come
that's your
again.
belief.
Let
You
him
cannot
finish.
always
Go
use.
against-
let
let's
him
not go
finish.
against the-
You
Let him
cannot
finish, I'll
always
come.
use. You
Let
cannot
him finish,
always
I'll
use
come.
belief to kill nature. Nature has been there before belief,
Let him-
and even when your belief ends, nature continues. When you end here as a human entity, nature continues.
Fire down.
Now, sex is also considered as a physical exercise, just like athletes.
in biology.
Just like an athlete. Now, when an athlete decides that every morning I will do jogging, do you condemn him?
No, that's an exercise.
That is an exercise. When a footballer goes to the pitch to play at a certain time, do you give condition for him?
Depends.
Or can that footballer say, I'm not going to play at this time, even though I was meant to play at this time?
Not when he is being paid to do that job.
That's not when he's being paid. Okay.
Now I
when,
now say,
okay,
calm
very
down,
good.
Calm down now. Even at that, he have that right. That is when you now say, that's what I say. If a footballer or you as a prince,
I have a
as
question.
prince, write it down. Always write your question down.
Finish, maybe I'll come.
Now I ask you, when you wake up and say, I am going to run from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., would anybody attack you?
Oh,
As
nobody.
you are doing a physical exercise. Whether you are married or not, will anybody attack you that you are running?
Nobody will attack you.
That you are running. And you are fulfilling a physical exercise, which sex has also been described as one of the example of physical exercise. But when a young person wakes up and say, I crave to have sex, you will look at him one kind. Why?
It's an intimacy.
Wait,
Calm
sorry.
down.
It's
Let
not
me-
just. You
let
cannot
me-
just wake up and say it's just an exercise. Just
Let
an
me,
exercise.
let me.
Intimacy here, it depends on what you call intimacy. Intimacy could come in different. There is a psychological intimacy. There is an emotional intimacy. There is intellect. I am having intellectual intimacy with you now. And we call it intellectual intercourse. Yes, this is what we call intellectual intercourse. When two people are engaging intellectually, we call it intellectual intercourse. Or in other words, you call it intellectual intimacy. So what you refer here is
See.
intimacy.
See.
Write down your question.
Okay.
Allow him to finish.
Okay, let him finish. Okay.
What
like
you
it.
consider here is, are we talking about psychological intimacy? And we discuss it. Are you talking about
emotional intimacy or intellectual intimacy or sexual intimacy. Which one are we talking about?
It is sexual now. Like,
So sexual intimacy occur just like physical exercise that you have agreed. You are having a double standard here. You say nobody condemns you when you want to run, but people should be condemned for saying I want to choose this part of exercise. If you agree that it is a physical exercise, then you are wrong having a double standard. But if you disagree with me that it is not a physical exercise, I will drop.
So in total, what are you saying?
In total here, sex, the second stage is viewed as a physical exercise. Now, people who engage here, just like you engage in your physical exercise, they are still also doing their physical exercise. I don't know if you get. They are doing their physical exercise normally. Now, the third aspect that we look, which is where you belong, is the spirituality, and including him, where both of you belong. I do not belong in any of this. I am just being neutral to dissect issue the way it is. I am a man who believes in.
Are you a Christian?
I'm a Christian.
Okay, so you belong.
But here, but I'm no. It's not only Christian that belong in this.
So
Even-
just wrap it up so that.
no, here. This is
Mr.
where religion comes in. Like I said, I commend religion in what they are doing. They uphold the moral sanctity of our society. If not what they are doing, our world would have become, I don't know what we'll call it, what are the best word to use for it, because it would have been a place where there is no sanctity, given the freedom biology has given to man. Religion comes in to regulate that with moral base. They hold a whole lot of moral sanctity of our society, and I commend them. They are doing a whole lot of job, but they still need something to come out and know that even though they should embrace what biology says, but at the same time say even though biology has said this and it is true, you cannot relegate what biology says, because biology is nature. But even biology, we agree with biology, but it has a standard and procedure it should be done. Understand now? Not entirely writing it off, giving it a condition that it is when you marry.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Amatiama. I will have to pause you for now. So I want to. You said you have some certain question you want to wish.
yeah,
to
you know,
Mr.
most times, based on as the statement to go by, you might just want to chip in that question. Over
And I say write
So,
down your question
however,
each time.
Here is some things I'm disputing. You get, and because I speak or we speak based on Christian faith, isn't it?
And I don't speak here as a
No, no,
I'm a Christian,
I know,
but
I know.
I'm not speaking on behalf of Christianity or religion. I'm speaking as
I'm
the
speaking.
topic present is holistically. Yes, I'm not
Holistic.
speaking as a Christian.
Okay.
Whenever you invite me as to talk in terms of Christian topic, you will hear me bring sound correct.
Okay.
Right on.
So you know why I'm saying it is maybe because from what he said regarding in the Christian kind of faith. Here now is, as a Christian, we are being seen as we are meant to obey the principles and the command of Christian faith. You are Christ-like, and you are meant to follow. In fact, being a Christian, there are certain things being laid off. It's more like you are fighting your salvation, which means there are certain things that ordinarily you could have done, but by virtue of Christendom,
Excuse me. What?
No, allow him.
Wait,
Just
okay.
allow him to.
Can I have pen? Can I
but
have
by
pen?
virtue of Christendom, you won't do that because it doesn't conform to the faith. And here is one. The biology, yes, is what God has created in every one of us. Maybe sexual urge and all that.
Hold on, he asked for fair.
Sexual
This is
urge
fair.
and all that. So God had designed it in a way that intercourse or sexual intimacy are meant to be for married persons. And that is how God had as a Christian.
As a Christian, you know,
As a
he came in
Christian.
as he
That
was
is-
trying
that-
to say based on biology, call of nature. So as a Christian,
So
how
it-
do you now?
As
How
a
do you now defend that? Do you get like he was saying as a
That is where
you
now-
as a Christian when call of nature calls that
when
you
call of
answer
nature comes,
because it's nature.
when call of nature comes, God has also designed it in a way that you can discipline and control yourself. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Yes,
exactly.
God has designed it that you can also discipline and control yourself. And if you know that you can't continue with that, get married.
Get
God is not stopping anyone from either sexual intimacy. However, God is regulating it to you getting married when you are married, only for married person. If you want to do it, then you are not more following the Christ-like the Christ-like life which we are talking about here. It is the principle God has designed. If you choose as a Christian, you don't want to, then you are no more living the life of Christ, which is different thing here altogether. But as one who wants to abide by the principle of God, the commandment has it that you must not fornicate if you are not married. If you are as a Christian and you fornicate, and you're no more living the life of Christ which he has given to us. So it's as simple. There's no negotiation to it.
Based on biology
Based,
or what?
based on biology, if the urge comes, God has designed it that you can control yourself. However, if you want to not control it, then you are no more living by the commandment.
Okay, now I ask you. So apart from being a Christian, from not looking at it from biblical or religious or Christian,
Anyone could
holistic-
believe anything. I spoke as
yeah.
well. Anyone could do
Yes,
anything they
so
want to.
anybody is free.
Could do anything they choose to.
You see where my argument is coming from.
Okay, shoot your shot.
That anybody, he agree with me. That
He
anybody,
agreed with you.
yes, that anybody,
Wow.
Did you know? Well, look at what here now.
that
is
apart from looking at
People.
it from,
people. It's just like in a Christian faith. When it comes to marriages and all that, they have their principle. You could go to other kind of this, as a Christian faith, it keeps it okay that a man should marry a man or a husband of one wife and all that.
I'm not discussing it based on religion. I'm discussing it as
I
holistic-
spoke. I spoke as one who is viewing it
From religious
Christian,
perspective.
a Christian.
So-
Yeah,
yes.
no, not
How do you-
just Christian, but
Okay.
a religious perspective
Okay,
or
from a
spiritual connotation.
let's give it spiritual
Because
connotation.
yes.
Yes.
Now, so now, not looking at it. So if you are agreeing with me that not if as I am not looking at it from if I don't want to agree in the spiritual connotation of this,
Okay.
that I am free. That is what you said. That I am free to do whatever I want.
Okay.
Is it not what you
No,
agree?
if you are not,
that is a,
that is
is it not what he said?
based on because
So you have now come to agree with me on what biology has said.
the biology has always been there.
But now, yes, but now, as you who has always viewed your own from spiritual, religious, or Christian perspective, this is the standard you follow.
Yes, based on my faith.
Based on. But people who do not recognize religion, recognize faith,
young men,
young youths who believe in the naturality of our human body and they must fulfill the craving of their body. What you are agreeing with me here is that they are free to do that. Is it not what
Wait,
your
let me-
conclusion,
let
your
me-
submission?
if it is by this analysis, let me call because it is now his prophet. If it is by this analysis, it is solely based on one's choice, because there are people who don't believe in any of all these things, and they say no, I will discipline
And
myself.
that
So
has
not
been-
like
you see,
not like
No, there is no law.
There's not like there's a law. So it's based
I'm
on.
not saying here as a law. It is not a law. But you are basing yourself your own on principles. But
Of Christianity,
you
which
are,
has a
and
law.
whenever there is a principle, there is a law, isn't it?
Yes.
But I am basing my own that this, if you can feel hungry, and you eat food, and nobody judges you, if sleep can catch you, and you sleep, and nobody condemns you, and you feel the urge to run from morning till afternoon, and nobody questions you, but now, and nobody say you are committing sin, why don't we say the same thing when you are playing football?
And what was the question I asked you? Are there natural this
Now,
thing? That one
yeah,
I needed a yes or no before I will now
see,
give you.
now,
I will now give you
in a
this thing.
situation where the person say, I am not going to display myself here.
Yes.
My body crave for this, and I have to get it. Just like you now, you have money.
Very good.
I'm coming, and your body crave for goat meat pepper soup, and you go ahead
My body is craving for it.
and you buy it. When you eat it, at that moment, should you be condemned?
No, why?
No. Now, when it is not goat meat pepper soup that I'm craving for, when it is the other way, and there is availability of me having it, and I have it, you now raise eyebrow. This is where I want to clarify.
Okay.
Why should that be a double standard?
Okay, I have a question. I have something I want to ask you. When you have a two things being placed to you, one who is living by principle of something, right? And one who is living without a principle of something, or a belief, with the one who is living without a principle of belief or anything. I don't know if you get.
Based on biology, it's living based on biology, nature,
And
all of
based
nature.
on your one who do not believe in the spirituality aspect, just as we said. Whatsoever this person who did not believe is doing is by his own personal choice, and nobody will judge the person by that personal choice. And me, who have said I'm living by the principles of either spirituality or faith,
No, this
Maybe
person
just
is.
by maybe-
if I do
But,
that which this person, I have the right to do it. But if I do that, don't you think I'm not going against what I now
Now,
believe?
so this is now this is 2/3, if I'm correct. There are 3 dimensions to this, and you choose one. That means the 2 other dimensions should continue to subsist.
As a Christian.
What? Let me come again. Let me come in here again.
No, as a Christian, like they should. I choose Christianity. Christian.
Now,
Christian
if I now say, okay,
Uh-huh.
I choose biology, will Christianity still not preach against what I do? That's what
They
I'm.
will.
Wait,
Why?
Giving them
wait.
reasons.
No,
Giving
why?
them reasons.
Why?
Wait.
Has-
You choose biology,
No,
right?
yes.
Why as a Christian? I be as one individual person because that's what
No,
I
no.
mean.
No, I choose biology as a human being.
Okay,
As a human being.
Then
yeah.
you are solely guided by whatever
Call
decision
out.
you make.
Call of
By
will
whatever
calm
decision
down now.
you make.
As one who lives by the naturality of myself, will Christianity not poke nose to look into the naturality of my lifestyle to say that I am deviating from what God has stated?
Are they
Have
wrong?
have I for any?
Why will Christianity poke no? Abi how you said it
nose.
when you are not
No,
in
because look
their
at
listing.
no. Why would religion still not poke nose the way I live, even when I'm not considering what they are saying. I am not part of any religious sect. I believe that man is a natural being and should live by that. This is me. So now, when I now begin to live by that, will I not hear Christianity, Islamic, or whatever religion that will come and preach to me that what I am doing is not wrong, is not right either. Will I not?
Okay, I have something to say. Here.
That's my question. Yes or no? Will I or will I not?
What do you have to say?
Okay, what I have to say here is nobody will prognose you.
So Christianity.
There are
So
possibilities
if
that
now Christianity
based on
Listen,
lifestyle, you
so-
know why they will prognose you.
Yeah, maybe.
It can influence a Christian.
No, look at
religious
where
person.
Christianity comes in. Like I have always said, or religion, they have been doing a great deal of job, in upholding our moral sanctity.
Just round everything.
So now,
just round
now
everything.
I now call,
say
my
on
final
this.
say is
You
this:
get.
that Christians are doing, or religion is doing a great deal of work. But instead of avoiding sexual discussion in the church, looking at it as a stigma, they should come open, catch our young people at heart, teach them. One, there is danger of engaging in this, not even for the heavily based mindset, but it will ruin your future.
I think they do that.
Two, yes, they do that, but they are not doing enough, and that's why
They should put in more
more
effort.
effort. Two, it will reduce unwarranted pregnancy, criminality, disease. When these are being brought to their knowledge, not about teaching, hiding it from them, let them not know it. Whenever sex is being discussed, they see it as something that should not be mentioned. No, let them know that something like this exists. If peradventure you find yourself at any corner, play safe. Play safe. Do not contract disease that will ruin your life.
All right.
So this is me. Even parents, schools, non-governmental organizations, civil society organizations, all of them should join hands to make our society a better one. But we must look at things holistically, not always from religious or spiritual view.
Mr. Jerry, financing.
And I think my own let's say my own say is, even if you are looking at holistical view, even people who are not Christian, who didn't believe anything, even from when they were small, most of us, even when we were growing up, most parents give their children this sex education, understanding, making them to understand the privacy, these dangers which you have highlighted. Most are not Christian, they don't believe in any faith. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So you see that they grow up, just as you said, understanding the natural principles of this are the right time for either this intimacy and all that. I don't know if you get
Now you are kind of aligning with.
no,
Mr.
what
He's aligning with
what
me.
I'm trying to say is, once trying to fulfill his biology exercise all the time, over the years, comes as a choice. Let's say, my biology have come, let me go and do the exercise, just as he said. It starts coming as you, as an individual. Maybe when you feel you've grown up and you feel that you don't want to have a self-control or discipline over it, it is solely based on one's decision.
Okay.
As a holistical view. Then in Christian faith, the principle has it that you are not meant to commit adultery or fornication. So when the biology comes, you are meant to apply self-control and discipline.
But you agree that biology must certainly come in.
It's natural now. It's
Thank
natural.
you.
That is
You
now
see,
when
you see,
this
this
thing
is
comes
why
in.
in most
Nobody will
cases
take out-
religion will not always agree here. They will always be so maybe next time because our time is running out, maybe next time we discuss this, because denying biology and always enthroning spirituality always causes harm.
By then, we might-
Nobody is
have another
denying.
guest.
Nobody is denying biology.
So, but oftentimes spirituality always dominates. Just discipline yourself. Do not do this. discipline, soak yourself with the word of God. This is not always it.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Amatiama and Mr. Jerry. I want to thank you for coming again. To you, our viewers watching us, what do you think on this topic? Do you agree with Mr. Amatiama, or do you disagree with him? Do you agree with Mr. Jerry, or you disagree with him? We want to see your view on comment section. So, if you are still here, you've not yet subscribed, I don't know what you are waiting on. You are missing a lot, because more of this will be coming your way. So do well to subscribe to our channel, YouTube channel, and hit the notification bell, so that whenever we upload our video, you will get a notification. That is the reason for the notification bell. So I want to once again thank you for being here up to now, you our viewers. So it's me again, Prince Ewuzie. We will see you on our next video. Thank you.